What's going on, guys? Just want to react to another quick video. It's just Pierre Poilievre in action again in the question period in Parliament. Let's have a look and then we'll react to it after.
To deal with the crisis of doubling housing costs and 22 million people forced to food banks, the Prime Minister could have followed our common sense plan to axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime. Instead, he blew over $60 million on an Arrive scam app that we didn't need, didn't work, sent 10,000 people erroneously into quarantine, losing income, all the while the thing costed 750 times more than the Prime Minister promised. Won't he stand up today and admit that the app is just like him? It's not worth the cost, it's not worth the corruption.
The moment there were allegations around cost overruns or inappropriate contracting practices, the Canadian Border Services Agency immediately began an internal audit and made the appropriate referrals to the appropriate authorities.
If he wants to hold someone to account for the Arrive scam, why not hold the one person who had the authority to create the Arrive scam and who had the authority to stop the Arrive scam, and that's the Prime Minister of Canada.
Yep.
He is the government. This was a government program we warned wasn't needed, wouldn't work, and now we know it went 750 times over budget. 75% of the contractors did no work at all, but they did buy whiskey and other treats for the top Liberal government officials. Again, won't the Prime Minister admit the app is just like him? Not worth the cost, not worth the corruption.
We are committed to continuing to ensure that contracts are delivered in a fair, efficient, and transparent manner.
Again, the Prime Minister is hiding under a rock, refusing to stand up and explain himself after he blew $60 million on this Arrive scam while Canadians cannot afford to eat, heat, or house themselves. This scam involved taking money that could have been used for border security, like scanning the 99% of shipping containers that go without any inspection from our ports with stolen cars, not to mention other things that Canadians could have done with that money. Instead, it stuffed the pockets of 75% of the contractors who did no work. Again, will the Prime Minister admit that the Arrive scam is not worth the cost and not worth the corruption?
And there you have it. I mean, just another scandal, another little bit of corruption masterpiece by Justin Trudeau. The ArriveCan app, it was the app they created when you were coming back from COVID, and you had to have that so that they could. You remember the whole thing with the whole COVID situation, all these apps that were created around the world just to kind of that you would use during COVID. I didn't even download the app. I didn't have it. But basically, these apps, they cost tens of thousands of dollars to develop. That's fair. $60 million. There's two reasons for possible reasons for that. One, Justin Trudeau is the worst manager of money in the history of money, in the history of finance, or he's corrupt and that money went to other places. Now, where did that money go? We don't know yet, but they are being audited. And the person who's doing this audit said that they're not even done investigating this, and there might even be more money that they find that's been mishandled or paid to people who shouldn't have been paid for whatever reason. We don't know that yet. But I mean, you have just such a massive over expense on a simple app to spend that much money and then think you're just going to get away with it and not get audited. That it's almost like they're so corrupt. They know that they're just going to get away with it, and if they don't get away with it, they're just going to get a slap on the wrist. It's insane, and this government needs to be held accountable. And the way we do that is to obviously vote them out of office. But we still got to wait a while for that. I don't see this election happening. We're all hoping and waiting for it, but I don't see it happening. But this horrible mismanagement of money, which is clearly corruption, right? It's either corruption or stupidity. And I don't believe Justin Trudeau's that stupid. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. And I think he's cocky and arrogant enough to think that he can get away with it. And to be fair, he has been so far. I think that's about to change. He is being sued now by members of the leaders of the Freedom Convoy who have their bank accounts frozen. I don't know if they're. I mean, they've already won the federal case, but Justin Trudeau is going to appeal that in the Supreme Court. And then, of course, those leaders are the leaders of the Freedom Convoy are going to individually sue him. But then again, lawyers can be bought and paid for. He's obviously got control of a lot of money. Probably use some of that $60 million to retain some of his lawyers. But it's hard to believe in the judicial system when you have such a corrupt prime minister. That doesn't mean that he's going to win his appeal in the Supreme Court, but I wouldn't be surprised. And of course, he'll probably win these lawsuits, but he's going to get sued again for this. But he might even potentially have to resign after they finish auditing him, because if they find even more money, even more corruption, he might just not have a choice. And the more and more people start calling for him to resign, and the less support he gets, maybe he does just throw in the flag. I don't see him doing that. I think he's way too much of an egomaniac to do it. But if his support continues to drop, right, if he gets down below 20% and Jagmeet Singh starts taking points away from him, and now all of a sudden he's got 22, 23 points, and Trudeau's down to 17, 18, then maybe, he just says, okay, I've done enough damage, I'm out. And then the Liberal Party just starts from scratch, and it's going to take them a long time to rebuild their reputation. It's because of things like this. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I do enjoy reading those. Thanks again so much for watching, guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be back with another video.